All right, y'all. Welcome to the May Talkadot Townhall. I want to show you about some cool features that we have available for all of you. Now, some of you may know of these features. Some of you may have no idea about these features. So I'm going to show you these features. For those of you who this will be review. It'll be review. For those of you who's new, this will be new. But I promise you, I'm going to show you something probably you have not seen before, which is what's really important, or how to use it. Now, first things first, every single person, if you want to turn on this feature, we now have a public profile for you. So what does public profile mean? Some of you who are starting to use Talkadot a little bit more prolifically, maybe you have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 speaking engagements. When you're looking to share how effective you are as a presenter, you might want to share one of your reports, but maybe you want to share 2 or 3 of your reports. Maybe it would actually be easier to share everything that you are doing that's making an impact, and you can just have one link. That's now available to you. So let's say I'm Odell Bazell and I'm a rock star. I speak all over the country, and I want maybe some orientation directors to know that I'm a rock star. And I want to say, hey, I've spoken a lot. I've done a lot of great impact. I can now share my public link, and I'll show you how to turn this feature on if you haven't, and where you access it as well. I can now share one link that has a total collection of all of my audience feedback. So I've been using this a lot. I think a few of you have more data than me, and I've been using it longer than all of you. So like, shout out to you for kicking my butt. If you have nowhere close to this number, don't worry about that. That number is kind of irrelevant. But these are the total amount of people that have given you feedback. Now, out of those 2,700 people, 99% have found my talks valuable. 97% said that they want to hear me speak again. And then my distribution between virtual and in-person is 30 to 70, okay? Now, my top attributes here are engaging, interactive, inspiring, actionable, and relevant. So these are the top 5 Likert scales, the emoji questions. For those of you who are unaware, you can adjust your emoji questions now. So if you want to track other things, you can. If no one knows how to do that, I will show you how to do that. But whatever are your top 5 attributes, those will show up here. You can put in a little bio of yourself. So when you're sharing this, people get a sense of who you are, what you talk about. And then as we scroll down here, we've got all of your data. So if somebody wants to click in and see like how you did on one of your speaking engagements, that can be really helpful. One of the ways that I've used this profile already is I've done an email blast to a clientele that I reach out to. I do there's a niche called community action agencies. If you're unfamiliar with them, CAA or CAP, community action professionals. So what I typically would do is when I emailed them, I would have a link to like 5 or 6 different reports. Now I just say, here's this report. I send a little screenshot of this area right here and say, click on it to see what everyone has to say. And we actually had 5 people go to our calendar link from that, which was really, really cool. So what's really cool about this feature is that, you know, I could fake the funk once, I could fake the funk twice, but if you scroll through this and you're seeing, you know, report after report of pretty good scores, and then anyone can click in and see, you know, anything that anyone has to say. So they can go into my report and see what people have to share, but it's all in one place. So this is your public profile. Everyone has access to this, and you can use this, I think, in promotion, so marketing materials, right? So if you're saying, check out what I do, you can link here to in your email, you can link here on your website, and send people to check out more of your data if you're doing any promos or anything like that. That can be good. Now, let's go into how do you access this. So if you click on your face and you go to your settings, let me show you how this works, and you scroll down. Before, on your settings, it ended at the SpeakerFlow integration, for those of you SpeakerFlow. Now, if you scroll down, you have a couple of options. I want to walk you through what those options look like so you can get a sense of them, okay? First thing is you can toggle on your public profile. So if you don't want your profile to be public, like if you don't want people to see it for whatever reason, you can just toggle this off, and now it's not publicly accessible. Maybe in the future, what we would like to do is allow you to be discovered through Talkadot. So if we want to have like, you know, top leadership speakers, or maybe I want to find, you know, Gina through the search on our site that doesn't exist but will exist, you can turn this on here to make yourself searchable for us. And if you would like for your profile to be discovered on the intranet, we're going to be doing hopefully a lot of cool SEO things that will drive your SEO rankings. So if people search your name, they'd be able to come to your profile and connect with you and get some. if any of you are like, no, I don't want my public profile, I want it to be public, but I don't want it to be indexed on Google, if you just click here, it'll turn that portion off. Now, if you want your public profile to be public, but you just don't want every Tom, Dick, and Harry to be able to jump onto your profile, we also understand that as well. So you can make it password protected. So the way that you make it password protected is you just put in a password here. Then you can share your public profile with someone and then say, use this password to access my account, and then they can access it. Now, obviously, we recommend for the purpose of this is to get you booked. So if there was a recommendation I would say make everything public so that you can get stronger SEO, that you can share this with people, that you can make it easier for people to say yes to booking you. So that is the cool new feature of it. So once you turn it on to access your link, if you click on your image right here and click, you'll see this that says public profile that wasn't there before. So once you turn it on, your public profile will be here and your link will show up. And if you want to access that link, it's just talkadot.com/s/whatever your username is. So you'll see my username is Arel, and then that'll go there. And then my internet is super slow, which is always embarrassing. And now it's faster. Great. So that's how the public profile works. Any questions? How about yeah, buts, what ifs about the public profile? I'm gonna hold the space. You can unmute yourself or type in the chat. Whatever feels comfortable.
Oh, I put it in the chat. My curiosity was
like, hold on, there's stuff in the chat. My bad. I missed it. I'm so sorry. You said, go ahead. You're unmuted. You can say it. I'm sorry.
Okay. My question was, can I decide which ones to show and not show as far as the different components?
So right now it's set to, if you have more than 5 responses to show. Okay. Tell me more about what your ideal situation would look like, just so we can get a note of it. This is why we have town halls, by the way, so we can figure out how to make things nice.
Yeah, so we've got internal training that like we use Talkadot in a little bit of a different way than we use like for keynotes, right? And so like I would only want like our keynotes to be visible. So then the question is there a way that like I could select our keynotes and not other things to be visible?
That is a great question. So right now, the answer is not yet. Not yet,
okay.
No, right now, okay. But understanding use cases, because one of the other pieces of feedback that we've gotten is like, well, what if I like do a talk and I try some, like it's all brand new, fresh content and it all sucks and I get a low score? What happens there? Now, in an ideal world, we would like to surface you know, in the same way that like Yelp and Trustpilot surfaces third-party feedback, we'd like to surface third-party feedback so people know that it's trustworthy and not edited and not like manipulated in any way. But we also want you to put your best foot forward, which is super important to us.
What about chicken sandwich?
We'll make a note of that, and we're going to try to figure out what's the most organic and authentic way to do it. So as of now, the public profile does show anything with 5 or more responses, and we'll see how we can make that more applicable.
Or even if there's a way to categorize, like these are, because we do different types of keynotes, right? Like that you can put them in different categories and show people different categories of information. Yes. Something like that would be useful too. Like I'm not trying to like dump low scores. I'm just trying to like make sure that like apples and apples are together, right? So
that makes perfect sense. No, and this is why we love town halls, because we want to get a sense of like how you're using it, and everyone uses it a little bit differently. So Bernadette's super helpful, and we're going to take a note of that and figure out a good solution. So thank you.
Awesome, thanks.
Yeah, Ariel, I just want to co-sign with Bernadette and put my vote with her, because I use it for both ministry and I use it for my diversity in my business. And so for my corporate work, I don't want them to see the things that I'm doing for faith-based organizations and likewise. So it would be really great to categorize or hide, like Bernadette said. So I'm just putting my vote with hers.
Super helpful. So if I'm understanding what you're saying, you're using Talkadot for all of the speaking that you do.
Anytime I speak, right. Yeah.
But if you're speaking to a corporate audience, you'd like to keep your ministry here.
And my faith-based, right. Exactly.
Super helpful. Okay. I don't have an answer for you just yet, but this is why we do these, to figure out these answers. So thank you for that, Dr. Is it Dr. Brown or Dr. Jenkins Brown? You were muted, so whatever you said, I didn't hear.
Dr. Lisa is fine. Dr. Lisa Jenkins Brown is now my new legal married name, but Dr. Lisa is fine.
Well, mazel tov on the new marriage. Okay, Dr. Lisa, I appreciate you. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I think I like the idea we were talking about earlier, like Arel said, the whole conversation around is to get more feedback from everyone on like what the use cases are. And I like the idea of the tagging. So we want to make sure we can support you in showing what makes sense in the profile. And this is all super helpful feedback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, super helpful. And the other thing that I'll say too is I don't want anyone to get in the comparative. Sometimes as speakers, we like to compare our data to others. There's people on our platform that have got like 5,000 responses. I've only have like 2,700. And like, I got a really high score here. So if yours is like 91%, don't be like, oh Lord, I don't want to share my 91%. Like you still have a good score. So number one, don't worry about comparing. If you only have like 143, it doesn't really matter because right now no one's comparing you to anyone else. It's just you to you. So if you have data, I would recommend sharing it. Again, it just makes it easier for you to show the total, to give the big picture to who you are and what you're doing as a speaker. So I know that question had come in about, well, what if I just am getting started with it? I really don't see that as a reason to not use it. Okay, cool. Other questions about the profile before we moved on? These are all super helpful. Any other how abouts, yeah buts, what ifs? Is there anything that makes you go, yeah, but you don't know how to articulate it? Or is there anything that makes you go, woo, and you'd like to articulate it? We're open to all pieces of feedback. This is how we build the best tool for you.
I think the only other thing for me is like if the idea is to make it a public profile where it's searchable on Talkadot, is for them to then have a link or a pass-through window or something to like our website that like they can directly reach out to us, like some type of contact us information here would be fantastic. Like
Yeah, I'm so glad you said that because yes, we are. One of the things that we'd like to do is actually allow this to let you get booked easier. So one of the things we're thinking about is embedding a contact form that's like, hey, do you want to book Bernadette after seeing this amazing data? Click here to book Bernadette, and then it'll collect the contact info and do all that kind of stuff and make it easier. So that's something that's actually super valuable to us. So I'm glad you brought that up because we've been playing with that idea. So like real quick in the chat, give me a yes or a thumbs up emoji, whatever is easier in the chat. Yes, that's a good idea. We should pursue that. Or no, you guys suck. What are you doing? Why are you playing with our emotions? Okay. I like yes, girl, yes by Pat. Thank you, Pat. That makes me feel good. Makes me feel like I'm getting like a yes, girl. Yes, queen. You is a bad. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I'm not going to finish that sentence. You know where it goes. Okay, cool. So these are things that we are developing and coming out with, but we always like to release things a little bit slowly and cautiously to make sure we're doing a good job, get positive feedback, continue to move down that direction. So super helpful, super good. Hey, Ann, good to see you, by the way. And Bonnie in the house. Okay, cool. So let me show you the custom emojis. Some of you may know about the custom emojis, but if not, I want to make sure that you do because it's a really cool feature. So let me pull up this. So couple of things that are new that you may not know yet. Okay, here we go. When you go to add another Talkadot offer, hold on. Golly. Hold on. Oh Lord, I done refreshed it. Dang it. All right, it's gonna jump. Golly, my internet. I'm gonna get my internet fixed before the next town hall. This is ridiculous. Maybe it's because I got like 27 applications open. By the way, this isn't my real browser count. I got like 700 browser windows open up behind this. I just pulled this one browser out so y'all wouldn't judge me on the back end. So if y'all like, wow, Rel only has one browser, it's not true. I got like 700 open, which is probably my fault why everything is so slow. Okay, here we go. Now, when you create your slide or your offers, as all of you know, in the first line, you can upload a video, a PDF, an MP3, anything that you want to give away. That's really, really cool. You name it whatever you want in line 2, so you remember it for your internal use. And number 3 is an offer code that you can give away that's like cool or powerful or Donna or is awesome or Donna Mac. Maybe I want to use Donna's full name because she's still great. So you can put that code there. Now, you can also turn lead generation on or off right here within your account. So what that means is if you're speaking to, I don't know, maybe it's a company and this is like presentation 5 of 7 and you don't want to capture leads, or maybe you're speaking to a bunch of middle school students and it just doesn't make sense for you to ask them if they book speakers, you can toggle this on and off, and every time they use the code you put in line 3, it'll tell our feedback flow, don't collect their contact information if that's important to you. Now, in the Pro account, you can do customization now, which I know has been something that's really, really helpful. So our built-in top 5 questions are, is your talk actionable, engaging, interactive, inspiring, and relevant? Well, maybe you don't do interactive talks and you're like, look, I don't want people to judge me on how interactive I am because that's not what I do. So if you click on that, you can choose any of these words here: fun, entertaining, informative. And then when we do our 1 to 5 emoji questions, instead of asking, is your talk interactive, it'll ask, is your talk fun? Now we have a word bank here for you to choose and select from. If there's any word that you want that's not represented in our word bank, please let us know. The goal of limiting the words here is the same reason why, if anyone's ever been to an ice cream shop and they got 64 flavors and you're like, oh Lord, I really want moose print tracks, but I also want the green lime sherbet. Which one do I choose? And it gets overwhelming. Versus if you have chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry, it's easier to make a decision. So we chose these words based upon a lot of research of reaching out to speakers like you and saying, hey, which words do you think best represent you as a speaker? And then based on what was the most common words, based on the responses that speakers gave us, we put that in there. So if any of these words don't represent you, let us know so we can make a more robust word bank without making it overly robust. And then you can also add your custom qualitative question, which you always can, which is really, really cool. If you change one of the words, your score, or so let's say I choose the word fun, right? Let's say that's the word that I choose, okay? What happens on your report, so let me go here. This is a speaking engagement that I gave to a IT company. Oh, small change, but it might be nice to make our reports a little bit more user-friendly. You'll notice that the URLs are now updated so that Talkadot.com is the main URL and not app.talkadot.com. So in case any, thank you, Donna. I see you with your jazz hands there. So yes, that just makes it a little easier for you to share without it having a funky URL. So we've updated that. That's like stuff we get excited about. So the fact that Donna's excited about it makes me happy, because I was like, is anyone going to notice? Is anyone going to care? We care. These little things we do for y'all. Okay, so I'm glad other people care. So right here on the right where it says engaging, interactive, actionable, relevant. So this interactive would just change to fun. So whatever are the questions for that specific report, it'll adjust it to that report to reflect that. And then when I go through my questions, those custom questions that are for me. Now, those custom questions will only be for that specific offer code, okay? So if my offer code is power and I wanna do a powerful presentation, and then I have another one that's maybe a little bit more lighthearted. So maybe I'm like the doctor here who does faith-based stuff. Maybe my faith-based presentations are more powerful. I'm making this up, right? And my corporate presentations are more actionable. So I might skew the word power for my more powerful words and my more actionable for my more actionable things. So you can adjust it and it'll update only for that code, not for any presentation that you do. So the benefit of that is that if you want to, if you have a more, maybe you do like a one-day workshop and it's a very different user experience than the 30-minute keynote, you can adjust it to that one code and use that code for that presentation, and then you'll get your custom report for that. So hopefully that was explained well.
So, quick question on that. So in the public profile, it has a list of these words. So
Yes.
if you have a variety of ones, like where you've got the original 5, but then like you've picked some other ones, is it going to show all of those, or
it shows your top 5 ranked words? So whatever is your highest score, that's what goes there.
Awesome. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, super helpful. Thank you for that. Also, this is really cool. I want to make sure everyone knows this. This is like one of those little things that I'm like, hey, I think this is really awesome, but we'll see if anyone else cares. If you don't care, it won't hurt my feelings. Now, so some of you have created your slide from like 5 months ago, and you've been downloading it and using it. If you actually go back and re-download your slide, and if anybody wants to do this, you can actually see this. This will be pretty cool. Don't actually give me feedback because you're gonna mess up my thing. So don't actually do it. Just go to it. Okay, we'll see. I could be messing myself up right now. Don't mess up my data. If you scan this QR code with your phone, now the QR code automatically populates the code into the survey, meaning you don't have to tell your audience, type in the code, in this case, bunker. You don't have to do that anymore as long as you download our slide, okay? So if you download our slide and say, scan this QR code as a thank you for giving me your feedback, at the end of this feedback flow, you'll get access to this cool thing. So you no longer have to tell them to type in the word bunker. If you use a word like magnificent, because that's part of your brand and people keep spelling the word wrong, which is why we came up with this, because we've had a couple of people say that my audience has spelled words wrong. Listen, humans be humans. Without spell check, we don't have spell check. So now people can scan it and go straight to it. Now, keep in mind, if you've created your own unique slide with your Talkadot QR code, you'll still have to ask your audience to manually enter it in, because this QR code gets generated based upon this word here. Now, if you're ever doing a presentation on the fly, and you still want to send people to this link, which is like talk.ac/RL, which is our short link, you would just tell people to manually type in the code. So basically, as long as you download this slide and use it for this code, no one has to type in the word anymore. If you create your own slide or you manually tell people to go to this link, you would still have to tell people, because we can't like our system won't know what the code is if it's built on your thing. We don't know what you're doing over there. So this is something that hopefully will be helpful. I think I saw some hands go up.
Yeah,
of
Errol?
appreciation.
Errol, I have a hand up, but quick question on this, please.
Yes, of course.
Because sometimes I do create my own slides. Are you saying that if I create my own slide, but if I am using this code, so what I normally do is I will screenshot or screenshot, whatever, the code, and I will crop it and all of that good stuff, and then I will import it into Canva. Are you saying that this will not work? This code will not work if I import it into Canva for my own slide?
No. I'm so glad you asked that question. That's not what I'm saying. If you screenshot this code and put it into Canva, yes, it will auto-populate the code. However, if you download this QR code right here, the download my QR, that's your generic code that just sends people to your generic like talk.ac/Lisa. So if you download this slide like this and then screenshot this for that code, it will work. It will work.
Thank you.
But you got to screenshot this code, and I would make sure to test it to confirm it works before you like go out into the wild. But it should 100% work.
Thanks. Makes sense.
Yeah. Super helpful. Super helpful.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw my 2 cents in. I know I'm talking more than anybody, but that's freaking amazing, because at the end of the keynote, people are putting up the slide, and they want to like shuffle us out the door as fast as they can. And a lot of times, like, wait, I didn't get the word. What was that? How was it spelled? I'm like, blah! So the fact that like they're able to quickly grab it and go is amazing. Thank you.
No, I'm super. I mean, honestly, and you're gonna hear me say this over and over and over again. I just want to say thank you, Bernadette, for saying that. We only can make these suggestions with everyone joining us on these town halls, sending us your feedback, sending us emails. Like, we are listening. Not to take a shot at the other players out there, but go ahead and send the email to SurveyMonkey. See if they care. They might, I don't know SurveyMonkey people. Like, I don't think so. Send the email to Google Form. See if they're gonna make an adjustment for you. Dr. Gordon, I don't think they will. We are, because we care about speakers. I'm not bad. Y'all gonna record this part and send it to them, and they're gonna like send me a cease and desist letter. I love them. They're fine people. You get what I'm trying to say. Okay, cool. Going back. Also, let me show you a cool new feature that we put out that I think will it's simple, but it's really, really powerful. When you go to your My Lead section, you're gonna notice that nobody contact my leads. I just realized I'm showing you my leads. Don't reach out to my leads, okay? I trust you all. You're not going to be creepers. I just realized this. You'll notice that we have these icons here that says like hot lead, cold lead. So I want to represent that because one of the things that I'm going to move off of this. I know did anyone screenshot it? Don't be screenshot. Don't be screenshot my leads, y'all. But that's okay. I'm just playing with y'all. So let me kind of break down why we put those emojis. The reason why we put those emojis is because everyone has different levels of leads. And this is something that's been really fascinating with communicating with all of you. So again, we can't thank you enough for all of your insights. It helps us understand you more. The way booking works for those of us in the speaking game, there are people who like might see, Anne speak and be like, oh my gosh, I got to book Anne Ryan. She's amazing, but there's nothing I can book you for right now. So when I fill out the form and I say, yes, I book speakers. Yes, I want to book you. It might be because I want to book you for something, when the opportunity presents itself, or in 6 months from now, or I have an event where I just book someone, but the next time I book someone, I want to book you, right? So they're identifying that they are of interest, but it doesn't necessarily mean, because of the nature of our business, that they've got something they can book you for today. So what we do is represent the cold and the hot icon. Now, the cold icon means that they said they can book you, they have a date in mind, and they've given you some of their contact information, not all of their contact information. So we're putting them as warm. If they put none of their contact information, but say, yes, they can book you, then we put them as cold, right? So it's just a way for you to get a sense of like, oh, this person said they can book me, and they filled it all out. And if they said, do you want to book you? And they say, definitely yes, they're hot. If they say probably yes, we mark them as warm. Okay. So before we were just putting all of your leads together.
Sorry, just to clarify.
Yes,
any
clarify,
probably cold. all probablys are cold, because we said like, okay, if you're definitely, then there's intent, but probably might just be nice. So it's just to differentiate and really highlight the strong ones. We made anyone who didn't fill out their name and anyone who said probably now has the snowflake icon, but you still see them in the table.
Thank you. Yeah, we just officially launched that this morning. So thank you for that clarification there, Pokin. This is why you are the bestest. And all good things travel and funnel through Pokin, Mike, Diedrich, Jared, and Adam. And everything that messes up, it's a route. That's a route. Okay, cool. So we have that feature. It's just a way for you to, let me show you this feature too. So it's just a way for you to have a clearer sense of what the level of hotness is for your leads. And also we have this feature, let's say I did this presentation right here. If you click on these 3 dots, you can download all of your leads for that event right from there as a CSV file. You can also download all of your testimonials right there as a CSV file. So if it benefits you at all to export your stuff, you can do that, and it's got that information there for you. So that's just another thing that you can do. And in your spreadsheet, it'll have their title and all that stuff that they decided to put in. But it's just a way to clarify your leads, to make them a little bit more clear, so that when you follow up with them, it also emotionally doesn't feel, because sometimes like someone's like, yo, I could book you, but I can't book you for 6 months from now. And you reach out to them today and they're like, oh no, I totally want to book you, I just can't book you right now. Sometimes it has like an emotional impact on us. So we want to like set clear expectations, or better identify who they are. And I think really the right mindset, if I could explain the right mindset towards leads that you have, I would not look at them as, oh my gosh, now everyone's going to book me right now. They're going to book me right now. Oh my gosh, isn't that amazing? What they're saying is these are people who've identified themselves as people who are interested in booking you. So nurturing that relationship, putting them on maybe a separate, or tagging them when you put them into your CRM, or tagging them when you put into your email list. So you still outreach to them to see, hey, what is that feedback like? Like, are you interested in doing something right now? But knowing that you want to revisit it. One of the things that I've been doing, which has been really awesome, is revisiting leads from 5-6 months ago that didn't turn into anything, and revisiting those to see. And we actually have one great conversation. It's not booked yet, so I don't want to say like we booked it, but we had a great conversation that's looking like it'll get booked. But these are the people. So it's really important to nurture that list, to build relationships with that list, connect with them on LinkedIn, or send them special emails that might be different than your general list as well. But what Talkadot will do for every single one of you 100% of the time is we're going to build your email list, and we're going to help you identify the people who can book you. Now, for all of you who are pro users, starting next Monday, May 8th, we're going to be doing a really, really cool training session just for our pro users. You invest in us, we want to invest in you. So it's going to show you how to convert your leads with a higher frequency. We're going to give you some really cool templates that I've been using lately that have been like increasing my post meeting link and referral link. So all that fun stuff. We're gonna give you templates. We're gonna give you some social media templates as well that you can use. It's gonna be really cool. We got some cool tools that we're using. So that's a thank you for investing us. Starting May 8th next week. If you're a pro user, join us. It's 2:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll go as long as y'all can go with us. Like I'm gonna try to not make it too long, but we're gonna do a lot of content and Q&A. So it's gonna be really, really, really helpful. And we do it every Monday. So it's going to be 4 weeks in a row starting May 8th. May has 5 Mondays, which I thought was kind of weird. So we're just doing it the second Monday so we can do 4 Mondays in May. So I think it'd be really cool. Mr. Register. Paralympian John Register. May I add? Okay, go ahead.
What's up? How's everybody doing today? Y'all got me? Can you give me 5 by 5? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Mhm.
Okay, got okay. So at Influence, you just triggered something for me, and you said on nurturing the list. And one of the things I'm going to do is use Talkadot and how I use it to actually nurture my list. So if anybody's going to Influence on that session, hope you're in there, Ravel, because I want to be able to call on individuals that can help the professional speakers to actually nurture their lists better, to be more intentional with how they reach out to folks. So I've been using it, just as you all have said, and it's been fantastic. So I'll just go back on mute, but great stuff. Thank you.
I appreciate you. And for those of you who don't know, John Register is a legend. He's in a hotel room, probably doing a speaking engagement and still joining us. Shout out to you, John. I appreciate you, brother. Okay, cool. I'll do a quick, like 1 or 2 quick more things, and then we're just going to open up for dialogue. Everybody, on your home screen, there is a link right here. Okay, this is your referral link. I just want to point this out to y'all. I love all y'all. Y'all are fantastic human beings. But this link makes our lives a little bit easier on the referrals. Some of y'all have been sending people to Talkadot, which is amazing. But then being like, oh yeah, like this person, I want to introduce them to Talkadot, get them signed up for me. And we're like, cool, we're happy to do that. But we a small team. I just want to be very transparent with y'all. We got a lot of things we need to do. So if you can send people to your referral link and they can sign up, and we got this beautiful auto magic things, it's auto magically happenings that will get them their discounts, get you your referral and all that fun stuff. So if you could be so kind as to use that, it would be very, very appreciated from the Talkadot team. So that's just a little PSA of if you could use that link, we highly recommend it because it just allows us to take care of all of you as best we can from a customer service side. In addition to that, this Thursday and Friday, the Talkadot team will be offline. So if you have any emails or any questions or anything like that, unless they are like super duper urgent, like the house is burning down, we may not get to you Thursday and Friday this week just because of how our schedules are set up. But no, we will get back to you as soon as we possibly can. So if you have any questions or anything, obviously, we just won't get back to you Thursday and Friday, but we'll get back to you as soon as we can on the following Monday or on Wednesday. So just FYI, in case anyone feels like, oh my gosh, I sent the email, how come no one got back to me? Just this Thursday and Friday, we're shutting down our team responsiveness just for those 2 days. So just putting that out there. Pokin, is there anything that I've missed before we go into open Q&A? Yes, Judy, we will send the recording of this, by the way. We will send the recording.
There was a question around CRM integration. So I don't know if you want to show the speaker flow side real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. Hold on, let me just pull that up. All right. So in your settings, right now, the integrations that we have are with SpeakerFlow directly, because SpeakerFlow is a CRM built just for professional speakers. So if you don't have yourself a SpeakerFlow and you need a CRM, consider SpeakerFlow. They are fantastic humans. So there's a webhook, and if you don't know what the webhook is, don't worry about it. Austin and Taylor from SpeakerFlow can get this link for you. All you have to do is post it in here and then turn it on, and then you're good to go. And it's all set up, and everything will flow in. And they can set up and help support you on where everything goes on the SpeakerFlow side. If you have like HubSpot or Salesforce or any other CRM, your best bet is to, when you go into your My Lead section, is to download it as a CSV and then upload it into your CRM and then tag it appropriately as you do the upload. We do not have any other integrations yet. That is something that is for sure something that we'd like to address, but with so many different integrations that people need, figuring out the best solution is something that we want to do, but not what we can do just yet. So that's how we flow on the CRM side. So great questions, super good. So speaker flow. Yes, I personally use SpeakerFlow. SpeakerFlow is a CRM that's built on top of Zoho. So if you've ever heard of Zoho, and what they've done with SpeakerFlow is they've created the whole back end of their CRM to be built for us as speakers versus having to take something and make it work for us. So in terms of email campaigns, follow-ups, tasks, opportunities, lead, all that kind of fun stuff that you would do, SpeakerFlow is built for us as speakers. So SpeakerFlow, I haven't shown you any screenshots of SpeakerFlow or anything like that. That is a separate tool, but we integrate directly with SpeakerFlow. Hope that answers your question. Anything that I missed poking before we open it up? Okay, cool. Also, let me do this real quick. If anybody would like to turn their camera on, I want to take a screenshot and I'm going to post it onto the internet and be like, look at all these amazing Talkadotters. If you got warrants or you just didn't comb your hair and you don't want to be on camera, I'm not going to judge. You can keep your camera turned off. No judgment whatsoever. And I love your hair and I'm so excited to showcase your hair on the picture because no one's got better hair than Anne, period. Nobody. I don't care what you say. She's got orange hair that goes up to the sky. Pat has pretty good hair. He's got the same barber as me, Nick, and Odell. So, you know, we can hold that. All right, on the count of 3, I'm gonna take the picture. If you'd like to be on, turn your camera on, then we're gonna do Q&A. 1, 2, 3. All right, can I get a thumbs up? Joe, you're looking too cool with your shades on. Joe's looking like, are you a fashion designer, Joe? Okay, thumbs up if you can. 1, 2, 3. All right, I'm gonna post that. Thank you for everyone. So I'd love to open it up. Oh, quick note, June 1st is our next Talkadot Town Hall. June 1st is also this kid's birthday. He's wants to say hello to y'all real quick. He's right here, right? So June 1st is his birthday and our Talkadot Town Hall meeting at 1 p.m. Eastern. And we also have our pro training starting May 8th, which is next Monday at 2:30. So please be there for those things. Okay, open it up for questions. Any like cool wins? Any, oh my gosh, I love this. Any, oh my gosh, I need this. Please do this. Or would it be cool if, just open it up to hear from you because this is how we get better.
I got to say, I think you've done so well in picking the icons that you have for the snowflake and the fire, because just looking at that fire, it's nice to know that it's warm, but it creates like a bit of a verb in me where it's like, I feel like that fire is under my seat to actually contact those people. So that was super helpful. So thank you for picking that emoji, and I have emails to send.
Sounds good. And if anybody wants to hear the coolest story, we've got some cool stories here, but if you want to hear about anyone, are you still running across the sky? Is that still happening?
I am, yeah.
Am I allowed to say that? Am I allowed to say that publicly? I just realized I should
go for it. I'd be honored. Thank you, Aaron.
All right. So anyway, Josh is going to be literally running across the sky and like, I don't even know how to describe. It's like a treadmill with a blimp, and he's going to go across like Europe. No one's ever done this before. Josh is doing it. It's one of the coolest things I've ever heard of. So if anybody wants to connect with Josh on LinkedIn, just some cool stuff with Josh.
Thanks. There's probably so many people after you said that couple sentences, there's so many people thinking you need to vet who you let into these conversations because this man's probably not safe to be around.
You're what's called our kind of people, Josh.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I'm proud. Yeah, I'd be happy to have that conversation with anyone. I'm actually working with NASA, and we're building the world's first running-powered airship to run a marathon, to be the first person to run through the sky to support 10,000 young girls in need around the world. So happy to have that chat down the track.
I'm still trying to do my first 5K. I'm just gonna put that out there. We're not gonna compare ourselves here. Pat, what's going on, brother?
Hello. So I apologize if you said this and I straight up missed it, but when we're talking about the cold and the soft leads, What are the system determinations other than time that designate what those are?
Yeah. Pokin, do you want to go over that again?
Sure, and we're actually going to add tooltips. It's not there right now, but we're talking about it earlier. So you'll be able to mouse over and see exactly. The idea of a hot lead is someone who says, I have an event in mind that I'm interested in booking you for, and I filled out all my contact information. We figured that was a good signal of someone who cared enough to make sure that you could reach them. And then a warm lead is someone who said, I'm interested in booking you, but maybe didn't fill out all of their information. And then everyone else is cold. And so if someone's probably booking you, we classify that as a cold lead.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, super good. Did someone have a question about social sharing that I missed? I can't see it in the.
Oh, yeah, there was a question around the square snapshot on your page, if you wanted to show that.
Are you talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
for the keynotes?
Holly, if you had more.
I'm referring to the summaries. So you have a couple of examples on your website where it's it fits nice and neatly in a square. So if you were to pull up your website and go to your speaker section.
Oh, you're talking about hold on, I think I know what you're talking about. Hold on, let me.
Just talking about on the reports themselves where you can hit download and it's got the little social media squares.
Yeah, I know. I
Okay.
have. You're talking about the carousel of the squares that I have on my website. Yeah. So,
Yeah, I
is your
didn't
question
see
how do you get those squares?
Yes.
I got your back. Thank you so much for asking that, Holly. Holly Reed, CPA, by the way. I just want to point that out there. So when you go to your report here, you're going to see the share this report button right here in the upper right-hand corner. When you click on that, it's going to say download report. When you click download report, that's where this image is pre-made for you, ready to go, hot and fresh out the oven. Just click to download. And then if you click the download testimonials, it'll grab the first 2 or 3 testimonials and bunch those together for you. And if you scroll down and you're like, yo, I want to just share, oh, this one was dope. It said, I feel sorry who's presenting next. Can't wait for the next opportunity from Arel. I click on these 3 buttons and then click download shareable testimonial, and it'll turn any one of those testimonials into an image for you that you can throw on your website or throw on your social media. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
John Register.
Hey, Arel, thanks. Yes, I did. Yes, I do. On the emojis, when you fly over them or scroll over them, hover over them, do they make sound? Do they talk? So there are a few people I have in the network that are visually impaired or totally blind, and so they really can't see the emojis. But if they have if it talks, it says this is smiley face, this is fire, this is whatever, then they can actually choose that emoji without
yes, John, you and Donna Mac need to connect, because Donna Mac is really, really big in this space. And this is something that as of now, what we have found is that our feedback flow does not work perfectly with a lot of the readers that are for folks in the visually impaired community. Am I saying that correctly? I don't want to be offensive. Is it visually impaired? Or is it blind?
Yeah, you're good. You can say blind and low vision community, blind and visually impaired community.
Okay, I want to be respectful to the community. Okay, so for the blind community, our goal is to build it out so that it does support that. That is super important to us. But as we continue to make changes and updates to the feedback flow, from a programmatic perspective, we have to redo all of them. So we kind of want to, now that we added the custom emojis and everything, we want to make sure we got that solid, and then we add that to it. So that's something that is super important to us. It's just not available just yet, John.
And I will totally let him know, if it's not, I mean, it's not perfect, but it's something that for the most part I can operate. There are a few, little hiccups, but Arel has been really awesome about his openness to making this accessible. So props, guys.
Yeah, and Donna, for those of you,
Donna and I know us. We know each other.
Oh, you know Donna? Okay, I don't know who knows everybody in this world. Donna and John,
yeah, no, we're on the same team.
Okay, cool. Well, shout out to Donna, shout out to John. And John, if you ever have you ever been like, I've always thought about this for you. This is gonna sound corny, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Have you ever been like, yo, if you wanna take it to the register, If you want to fill money in your register, holla at John Register. You ever? It's close. It's not perfect. It's not fully baked, John. It's not fully baked. It's not fully baked. But I'm thinking cash register, John Register. There's something there we're not doing. There's something there.
Okay, all right.
All right. That was John's subtle way of saying fall back, young man. I appreciate you, John. All right, cool. Other how about yeah buts, what ifs on Talkadot in general. Love to hear from you. No questions out of bounds. All questions, all comments are received and good.
Yeah, nice to have like on those social things. Like we oftentimes will have events where we're not allowed to promote that we did an event for somebody, like starts with A, ends up with Dobie. And so we're not allowed to like promote those things. And so my question is like, is there a way that we can actually like, because we like to like name our things like who it was that we've worked with, right? I mean, that's one of the fields. But can we is there a way to like turn off, or would it be nice to be able to turn off on the social media, like share this report thing? Like we want to take the name off. Like we can still say what date it was on and how many respondents there were or whatever, but is there a way to like not show that employer?
Yeah, so here's what I would recommend doing in that situation, okay? Big Eye, Michigan, okay? So this is a workshop that I did for them. So the name of the organization, thank you, son, is called Big Eye, Michigan. Now, what I can do is click here and go to edit event. And I can do one of two things on edit event. I can either delete the name completely, or I can put, insurance agents in Michigan, whatever I might want to call it myself. Hit save changes. And then this is what I'd recommend doing as of now as a quick solution. When you click here now, and you go to your report, great. And then you put share this report and then go download report. You'll notice that it'll say insurance agents in Michigan now. So what I would recommend doing is change it, download it, and then after you have your images downloaded, that's right, go back and then put it so that you can have that reference point in the future, or keep it coded, like maybe Adobe is Fortune 500 tech company, that what it means, but it can, that information can stay public for like your public profile and stuff like that, if it's important to you. So I think that's the best way to do it as of right now.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, great question. Other questionerinos, comments?
Oh, Raul, I got a question for you. When you do the download of the testimonial, let's say, and you want to put that into an email to send out to somebody, do you actually just after you click on the three dots and it creates it for you and it's right there on your screen, do you just do a screenshot of that and edit that and then just cut and paste that into your email, or do you actually download it and send it as an attachment to your email? What do you do?
Great question. Yeah. So neither exactly. I'll show you exactly what I do. So what I do, let me share my screen. It's a great question. All right. Okay. So with my report right here, jeez Louise.
And yeah, if you have 700 tabs open, that's
yeah. You know what? I got iMovie, ScreenFlow, iTunes, Excel, Safari, Chrome, and like 75 Chrome things. In the future, I promise y'all, it's not going to be this delayed. It's a little embarrassing, but let me show you what I do. Click these three dots here, which are on the upper right-hand corner of the testimonial. Then put download shareable testimonial. And then this blue bar at the top, Lawrence, it says click to download. So what I do is I click that, and then it downloads it. Now I'll show you an example. Let me pull up an example of an email that I sent so you can see it. I use Gmail. Do you use Gmail for your email software, your email agent?
Not for my speaking business, no.
Okay.
I use Outlook.
Okay, use Outlook. I don't know how Outlook works. I assume Outlook will do what I'm about to show you. 1 second. Let me just pull up an actual email here. I got my screen paused so you can't see how ridiculous So you can't see. You're gonna see it. It's gonna be embarrassing. You're gonna see how many unread emails I have, and you're gonna be like, Aurel, what are you doing with your life? Why do you exist with so many unread emails? And the answer is gonna be, because I got a lot of unread emails. All right, here we go. Okay. Don't look at my inbox for unread emails. Don't do it. I know you're gonna do it anyway. You're gonna judge me anyway. Okay, so when I do the email, I insert the image. So Gmail has a functionality where you can insert an image into the email. I assume Outlook has something similar. So I'm not doing it as an attachment. I'm clicking on the function that says insert image into email. So in the actual email, I'm like, hey guys, here's the feedback. Here's what they said. Here's a really cool testimonial. So I'm actually inserting it into the email itself so that when they read the email, they're seeing everything right then and there.
Yeah, okay.
Does that make sense?
Thank you.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah. I don't know if I just set the record for the most unread emails on this call, but that's okay. This is the life I'm living. This is how I'm rolling. Unlike Pokin, who has 0 emails at the end of the day. Pokin's always at email 0. Jeez Louise, Pokin.
You made me feel a lot better about my own count when I saw yours.
No, I know. You were like, I got 500 unread emails. I got 100,000. And I'm like, they never going to get read. They ain't going to get read. Oh, Lord have mercy. Bernadette, if you got 109, that's my dream. That's my goals. If I had 109 unread emails, I'd feel like I was king of the email world. All right, other questions in the last 2 minutes before we wrap up here.
You guys are just awesome. I wanted to say how responsive. I just really appreciate it. Mike got back to me like really quickly. So I just want to throw a shout out and share the love, right? You guys are you're killing it. Thank you.
No, we greatly appreciate it. Our goal is to truly be best in class in everything that we do, whether it's the tool, whether it's connecting with you, whether it's creating a cool community, which honestly, there's some cool communities out there. I'm very much in love with this one here. I think we just, every time we add new people, we seem to be adding people that are cut from the same cloth. So thank you for your kind words, Gina. And we truly want to build a tool that's awesome for you. So please, the more speakers you tell about us, the better. If you got anyone on your LinkedIn who's a speaker, send them your referral link and say it's a free account. It's going to get you data. It's going to build your email list. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you use it? What are you, against success? You don't want to be successful? I'm trying to don't do all that. That's too much. But you get what I'm trying to say. Tell them about it. One second, my son. What? Yeah, sure. My son is awesome. All right, so thank you all for being here. If anybody wants to learn how to ride a unicycle, Joe Fingerhut is your man. So if anyone's like, yo, I want to, by the way, Joe, if you want to ride a unicycle down a mountain, you should talk to Josh. I think he's also done that. He also likes to ride it. He's aggressive. He's aggressive, Joe.
I'm down.
Yeah,
I just sent him a LinkedIn request.
You should. You guys should all.
We have a lot to talk about, my friend.
Yeah. I would love to also figure out how to connect more. One of the things, just as a quick thing before we wrap up on the top of the hour, one of the visions that I have is somehow creating an environment where like I get a lot of emails like, oh, I need a speaker on this subject. Do you know of someone? Or I got a speaker on this subject. Do you know of someone? So to somehow create a network where we can like find people we trust and people we support and throw things each other's way. I would love to do that. I'm not sure exactly what's the best way to do it, but just planting the seed that that's something we'd love to do on behalf of our users, because I'm sure we get requests all the time for things that are not good for us or dates we can't do. And sometimes we have people in our network we can refer, sometimes we don't. So if we can make that easier, we would love to do so. And if we can make it easier, everything we can do to make it easier for you to get booked to speak. Like our vision in our head, I share this. I don't know if I should share this, but I'm gonna share it with y'all because we're family and you stayed until after 5 o'clock. So I'm gonna share it with y'all. Our goal is to try to eliminate the time between someone seeing you and someone booking you to speak, right? Like that's like the vision we have in our head. We wanna get there as soon and as quickly as we can because we know that our industry has this like super long lag time with lots of things. So everything we're doing is a slowly moving it to making it easy for people to go, I need X, this person does X, I trust that they're the right fit, let me book X. And the more we can shrink that, that is philosophically how we're kind of approaching everything we do. So all of your feedback, all of your insights moves us step closer to building a great tool that makes it easy for you to use, easy for you to share with other people, easy for you to get people comfortable saying yes. So everything we can do to move towards that process, we will. So if you have any ideas or suggestions, or, oh my gosh, magic wand if, like we know we do this data thing and the data sharing really well, and that's the thing that we're going to excel in. But anything we can do to make your lives easier, even if we can't do it, we'd love to hear it, because you matter to us and we truly want to build something that fits you, not something we build and we tell you to go use. So that's like our internal philosophical, like how does this move us towards that goal on behalf of our speakers. So anything we can do towards that, super important to us. So thank you for joining us for our May town hall. May 8th, 2:30 p.m. will be our first week for our pro trainers. So if you are a pro user, please join us for that. Our next town hall will be June 1st at 1 p.m. Pokin, anything else you want to say before we rippity wrap it? Pokin's good. Mike, say something to the people. Say something to the people. Mike, say thank you or goodbye. Or say, I like throwing Mike on the spot because he hates when I do it. That's why I like to do it. So I'm gonna throw him on the spot because I love Mike so much.
No, thank you guys for joining. You're all amazing. Seriously, each one of you guys.
By the way, this is what Mike's face looked like. Let me spotlight him for everybody. Y'all get emails from Mike, but this dude's a rock star. This is the guy that makes all just I'm so grateful for this man. I just want to embarrass him for a little bit. And he's probably thinking to himself, where's this going around? What are you doing? Just want to embarrass Mike because I love Mike so dang much. And I know all of us do as well. So anyway, shout out to you, Mike.
You guys, thanks.
Yeah. All right. We're just gonna hold it on Mike's camera. We're just gonna leave it on Mike for about 3 minutes. He's gonna be like, why is it still spotlighted, Arel? Why are you doing that? I'm just playing. I'm gonna remove the spotlight. All right, thank you all for being here. If you're not on our Facebook group, golly, join our Facebook group so you can get updates and continue to share your data and prove that you're an evidence-based speaker, and go out there and be rock stars. So thank you so much. Bernadette, I saw your question. Not yet. Okay. Not against it, but not yet.
It was just one of those thoughts that I had. I was like, if you guys are collecting all this, like you could, and I mean, I'm always out for like creating new business, right? Like if you guys could then turn around and sell your list and your people to speakers bureaus, it would help promote like another level and also bring you guys additional income.
Yeah, I mean, anything that can get speakers booked is something that's of interest to us. And there's a thing called time and space, which is the thing that we hate. Like there's the right timing and the right space to do things. So that's something of interest, but it's very much in like, if that's something we tackle in the future, but of interest.
So one other quick question. I realize that we're past time and like we wrapped everybody.
Yeah, that's okay.
Like, so I work for Sherry Lebanon and she's like a sales speaker, right? And she does sales training. Our problem is like we've got like a team of 7 and we're all trying to share logins, which is kind of obnoxious. Is there any way that we could get designated logins for like team users?
Hogan, you want to answer that?
It's something we're working on for sure.
Okay, awesome.
So
awesome.
basically, the answer is, I hate when I say this, but it's yes, but not yet.
Yes, and right.
Yes, and not yet, but yes, and. We've gotten that request from a few users, and that's something that's on our radar. But there's like a couple of things we're building that's a little more high priority, so it's like a little annoying-y for now. So I don't know if it's easier for them to get their own accounts or something for now.
We don't have more than one speaker. We just have like multiple people that need to access our speakers.
I see what you're saying. So like different seats for them to get. I see what you're saying.
So initially when I set it up under my email because I didn't even think about it. And then I realized I was like, oh wait, everybody needs to get this. So I flipped it. So even though, but now it's tied to my Google, which is not a big deal. I don't plan on leaving the company anytime soon. But then I flipped the login to like our corporate email and stuff. But like that kind of like awkwardness, because then like everybody, I don't know, it's like password weirdness. So we'd rather like figure out how to activate and deactivate passwords and that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I totally get what you're saying. I 100% get what you're saying. So yes and not yet.
Okay, sweet.
All right. Thanks a lot. I appreciate you, Bernadette.
I promise I'll like stop asking questions.
No, please. We like it is such important for us to hear directly from folks like you because you're living your world, experiencing it, and we're living our world over here. So the more we can like conflate, I don't know if that's the right word, like make those two things get closer into reality, the better. So thank you, truly.
Yeah, we're super new to it. So like I was like, I wanted to do all the things. So, but it's substantially better than like the previous tool that we were trying to not use.
Well,
Not use.
we wanted to do all the things just as much as you do.
Awesome. Cool.
What was the other, just out of curiosity, what was the other tool you were using? Just I always like to know.
Survey Monkey.
No, I had my weird thing where I said it earlier. So we love Survey
Yeah,
Monkey. They're great people.
we tried it just, but it's not. It was funny because when I found the tool, my CEO was like, "That's too many questions. We can't ask so many questions." Like, but I was like, literally, it takes like less than 2 minutes. It's like yes, no, 5. Like it's like ratings, and she was like, "I don't think so. I don't think so." So when we went to a smaller keynote, and I think there were like a couple hundred people in attendance, and we had like 139 respondents. She's like, "Oh my gosh, they actually did fill it out." She was like shocked. Like she was like. She was like, "No, we're not doing this." And I was like, "I promise it'll be okay. It'll be okay. Deep breaths. We'll try it once. If it doesn't work, we'll move on." And like, she was like amazed. And like all the testimonial things that came back out of it, like were amazing. Cause like her thing is like, anytime we ever hear back, it's always negative, right? We never hear back positive stuff. And the fact that we were able to like do a downloadable that we could give away to incentivize them doing it. Like we actually got positive feedback instead of just hearing the negative stuff, like from the negative Nancy. So it was really, really good.
Well, we cannot thank you enough for sharing that with us because it makes our heart go pitter patter.
Well, and it made our speakers bureau go pitter patter too, because like that was one of our talks that had gone through a bureau, so they were like tickled pink too, because we were able to actually provide hard data as opposed to like we think it went well. People like gave us a standing ovation. Like that's not concrete data, so like it was really nice to be able to provide actual data back to them.
We love the world of evidence-based speakers. Like we're good because we know we're good, but the data now knows we're good. The event hosts can know that we're good. You know, the planning committee, the CFO who signs the checks, who didn't even see me speak, but's wondering why we're paying these people what we're paying them. Now they can know. You know, like so it's really valuable. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well,
all
cool
right.
stuff. I hope you have a great afternoon. Thank you so much.
Take care. Enjoy your month of May, everyone.
Will do. I'll see you Monday, actually, next Monday, because I'm one of the pro people. So I don't know.
All right.
All the more questions.
I'll see you Monday. Bring them all. Bring them all.
Okay.
Take care.